Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Tinker77 and we are back today on my Create world and we're going to get right into it. In the last episode, we added these saws to take the logs and to cut the wood down to slabs here. We can see that system here. And then we have a bunch of these deployers with the slabs which will eventually make the kinetic mechanisms. That was a big piece of this puzzle. You can see it's run out of andesite alloy, so let's go see if we can have any more of that. It should be right here, right? We have a bunch here. We got at least 4 stacks. Let's take that, and we'll put some of that in here so this machine will keep on running. 2 stacks for you, and 2 stacks for you. There we go. And you can see now it's working just fine. So we worked on that, and when we completed the Chapter 1 quests, which was this right here, complete, we got some more was added. This has stuff to do with some rubber. So we have the way of getting the resin. We have to make that into uncured rubber and then cured rubber, and then we have to make the sealed mechanisms, which are like kinetic mechanisms that are surrounded by rubber. It's pretty easy. So we've got to kind of work on that today and see if we can get to making the copper machine. We'll have to use that. Now, in the last episode also, I talked about this right here. This is where we have our resin from these trees. And so the first thing we got to do, I think, is to get these into some sort of basin for the mixer, or for the press, I should say, because when we want to make rubber, let's go look at that. To make rubber here, you just got to use a compacting machine. You can use water or vines, or you can use resin. So there we go. Now you may notice on my interface is a little bit bigger, and that's because it was suggested by a few of the viewers, especially those who are visually impaired, that it might be a good idea to increase the size of the fonts and the interface so that it might be easier to see. So there you go. Okay, let's figure out what we need to do here for these machines. Pretty much in any design that we make, we always have some sort of buffering container. Like right here, we have a storage drawer for the slabs, and then we have a storage drawer for the kinetic mechanism. We always have some sort of buffer, a chest or something like that. Now this is going to be fluid over here for resin, so we can't use that. So we're going to use a tank. We want to have tanks for this process. So we're going to make that. I'm going to bookmark this really quick. And it just takes copper casings, some glass, and some copper nuggets. And copper casings is just copper sheets and logs. That's really easy. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to have to pump this out from those arboreal extractors. So we're going to need a pump. This is just a fluid pipe and a cogwheel. And the fluid pipe is just made from copper sheets and copper. So we're basically making copper pieces. So let's think about how we're going to do this first. Let's get the tank made first. Excuse me. And we want to make these copper casings. Now that's to make 2 tanks. I think we should make a 4 tall tank. That way we have enough fluid, although 2 tanks would work great too. So we need to get some copper sheets. Let's get, what do we need? 2 copper sheets there and some glass. Here are some copper sheets. We have that. I have the copper omni nuggets and the glass. Let's go over here really quick and let's try to make some tanks here. Or actually, we're trying to make copper casings first. Let me get some logs. I skipped a step, guys. There we go. Okay, now we've got that. So let's make up some of these copper casings. Let's do one more set here. There we go. We have 4 casings. And from that, let's make up basically 4 of these fluid tanks. Now, these fluid tanks are going to be over here someplace. And I'm not sure where I want to put them. So I'm going to make this machine over on this side over here. So let's let me clear out this space right here. And I don't know, put the tank right here. We'll do that. We'll make it a 4 high. Sorry, tree. You're in my way. I can't even jump up. There we go. So that's the idea of where we want the tank. Now we need to get pipes and some sort of pump. And I may actually need to move this tank out. But for now, that's where it is. Okay, let's run over here. Let's get the pipes made. So if we go back for the pipes, I guess I can get there from the pump. I'll bookmark that. A pipe is just copper and copper sheets, and I made some copper sheets, so let's get some of the copper here and make some pipes. There we go. I'll make, make 24 of them. And we do need to have a cogwheel to make a pump. So here we go. And take a pipe, and there's our pump. Okay, so we have some piping and some pumping here, so that's good. So now we have to get this all together. Now, how are we going to get this all put together. I'm not quite sure because we want to have the pump going into here right at the bottom. So I might go underneath all of these. I think that would look kind of cool, and I'll have to dig this out. I decided to move the pipes so they're level with the arboreal extractors. My idea is that maybe I might want to add more of these on top on this other row, and they can then connect up to these piping. I'm not sure if we'll even need that, but that's okay. Now with the wrench, you can make these windows so that you can kind of see what's going on in the pipes. That's kind of cool. So all these pipes are hooked up together, and we're going to have them go into right here. And this is a pump. Now the direction of the flow right now, it says it's going this way. But when you hook this up to some sort of motor or power source, it may change direction, which you then fix with the wrench. So I'm not worried about this now. We'll have to get that figured out in a little bit. But the next thing here is we really need to get some sort of power source to get this powered. I'm thinking of just doing another windmill around the corner here. Those things seem to work really well for us. So I'm just going to build that up. We've done that in previous episodes. I'm just going to build up the windmill right now. I think this is about ready to go. I have the windmill created here. I have some gears that are stepping up the speed over here, so going pretty quickly. I have the gear that's connected to the pump right over here, and a gearbox here that changes the direction. So I think if I just put a cogwheel here and then one down here, it should start to work, I think. So let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. And the direction did change, and you can see that here comes all of the fluid here, the resin, and it is filling up our tank. That is excellent. So we have the first part of this puzzle working. Oh, that's amazing. Look at that. And so now that the tanks inside of the arboreal extractors are freed up, they will start to continue to make this stuff. Okay, so looking back at the quest, though, I don't think we're done with this. I think this has another step. It says gather the resin via a network of fluid pipes, which we have now done, and use a basin press to solidify it. So we got to take the output of this into a basin press, which we're going to need to have some rotational energy here to power the press, and then take that output into a storage drawer. So we're going to have to get another storage drawer here and get this done. The first part of this puzzle is we have to get the fluid into a basin for the press. So we're going to have that right there. And we're going to have a pump right here. And we're going to want to pump this out. And I don't want to hook this up yet because I think it will start just pumping out normally. So now let's take some pipe, and I'm going to bring this down here, and there it goes into the basin. So I think if I put a cogwheel on here, it should start pumping into there, and that's the first part of this puzzle. There we go. And is it pumping out? Looks like there's some fluid. And there we go. Okay, so that part is done. So now I just need to make a press and power that, and then get some way to get that into a storage drawer. Down here, we have two of the shafts. I'm going to put a belt right across here. The output will come out of here. You can see it's already got that done. It'll come over here, and it will then go into a storage drawer. So let's put the drawer down. We have one of those. And what we want to do here is this is the recipe we want to come out. So I'm going to set the recipe filter of rubber. There we go. And I want this to be rubber on this side. Okay, so that should work great. And we do have to get a funnel. I don't have a funnel on me. We'll get that in a second. But then we want to power this up. And what I did was I got some gears down to this level, and you can see it's going the correct rotation. And now I'm going to use the encased chain drives to bring that rotational energy over to here, which is getting the belt powered up. So all I need to do now is just get a funnel, I think, and then get this gear rotation up and over to the press. So let's go and see if I can go and get that right now. Looking in here, I don't have any andesite machines, but I do have some connected mechanisms. So let's make up some andesite machines. That should be really easy. And of course, I was going to go here to the crafting table. I can just go right here. I have it in my inventory now. And there we go. That was easy. And then we just go over here and grab the funnels. So we got the funnels, so we should be good. Okay, let's put on this. This is an input funnel, so it should be taking those items and bringing it in here. As you can see, it says we have one. And now all we need to do is just get some gearing here. So let's put a gear, one up. It's spinning, and we need to get a shaft. And that should work. So let's see here. There we go. And there goes the press, and it makes rubber, just like that. This is working great, and we now have this process done. So let's go over to the quest book. We're going to go over to the contraption here, and I'm going to hit that check mark. And there we go. Now we're on to cured rubber, and we already have cured rubber, but we basically finally smelt the raw rubber into a cured state. Now there's different ways to do this. You can run it in a furnace or something like that, but the create method is basically using some sort of lava and an encased fan. So we're going to get the parts of that next. I think I've got most of the parts on me that we need for this project. So basically right here is where the lava will sit, and we're going to have the encased fan right here. It's going to be blowing in this direction, okay? So you've got to think about that process, and we'll have to hook this gear up somehow with this mechanism. We'll get that up in a little bit. So right on top of this one, though, I would like to have a chute. You can see it's right here. This is where the rubber coming out of this storage drawer will go into here and drop down, okay? So now we just have to set up a belt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one right here, one of these shafts, like that. And I want one basically right up here next to the chute. I'm going to put some placeholder blocks really quick right there. Get rid of these blocks real quick. And then we got to take a belt and run that up to there, okay? So then if you think about a funnel here, which we'll add right at the end, it will go onto the belt. The belt will push it up into the chute. The rubber will drop in front of the fan, and then that will blow in a certain direction until it gets picked up as it turns into cured rubber. So I think we're pretty good so far for this process. I've got to get the fan hooked up. I've got to get the lava in place, which I have a bucket of lava on me. And I also got to get a storage drawer and a funnel set up to pull in that item. I think we're just about ready to get this set up. Let's put down an oak drawer here, and we're going to say that it is definitely for cured rubber. That way we'll only pick up cured rubber, and I'm going to set a funnel to that to be input. Now, I don't care how far this is. Usually you have to care for distance to make sure it turns in time. But since we're only using rubber and we're only curing it, it'll just sit here and wait until it gets cured and then be picked up. So this will work perfectly fine. So now all we got to do is hook up this belt line here and then put in the funnel, and we should be good to go. The fan is already running in the right direction. So basically this shaft right here for this belt is in line here, but you can see this is going the opposite direction. So I'm going to throw in a gear shift, and I'm going to put a lever on top and flip it, and that turned to the correct direction. And then all I should have to do is hit that, and you can see now the belt is running in the right direction. This looks like it's about done. Let's hit this right here with a funnel. And you can see the rubber comes out, should be dropping in front, and it's slowly moving, and you can see it's not cured yet. We have right now 3 rubber in there, but as soon as it turns to regular cured rubber, it gets picked up. So this system is working great. Now, of course, we will have a bottleneck. You can see this is just waiting on more resin to show up, and there's some coming into here. As soon as it gets enough, it'll flow into here. So this whole system is working fantastic. There's a piece of rubber. It's in here. Look, we got at least over a stack, and it's making cured rubber. Excellent. Let's go to the quest, and let's mark that one done. Great. There we go. Looking at the next quest here, it says all sealed up. This one is making sealed mechanisms. And a sealed mechanism is a kinetic mechanism with some cured rubber, okay? And I know we're going to need a bunch of these, so let's start to get that right now. We already have a lot in here of rubber. We already have a stack. Let's go over here. Let's grab some more of the kinetic mechanisms. And then we're going to see what we can do here. I've got a bunch of these. There we go. I want a bunch more. Is that all we had? No, I didn't think so. There we go. Well, I must have had some on me. I've got 2 stacks now. That's awesome. We have all of that. Now let's make up some of the seals. So remember, it's just kinetic and like that. And then we have the sealed mechanisms. We got 32 of those. That's great. Let's go back to the quest. We've got that already checked. That's awesome. And the last step, this is for bonus 1A, is to make a copper machine. Now, we're not going to automate this because we can't do automated, so we're just going to make it directly. Now, to make this, we need to have the sealed mechanisms. I have 32 of those on me. We need a copper casing, and we've just done that by making some copper sheets. So we just need 1 piece of copper here and 1 log, and we should be good. Let's make a copper sheet really quick. I'll run it over here to the press. It should be really quick coming down. Oh, boy, it's dark. I hope I don't get attacked. There it is. Run back over here. Run in here. We're going to make, with the log, the copper casing. And then with the copper casing, we should be able to make, with the sealed mechanisms, the copper machine. There we go. And that is done. We've made it to the copper age. Apparently, we got some sealed mechanisms, some more cured rubber, and some more copper. And if you look here, chapter 1, even the bonus of 1A is complete. That is awesome. So now if we go back to overview, I think we're good. I think we're good. We're going to be going on to chapter 2, which is right here. Wow. Let's hit that really quick and see what goes on. Basically, this is making up for these electron tubes, I think. So we'll hit unlock. And there we go, guys. Now we have the alluring experience. It's right here. We finally have it. Now, this didn't complete because we didn't do this speed run thing. We'll look at that a little bit later. Of course, we're still working on overview. So next video, guys, we're going to start on the alluring experience. This looks like it's got a lot of stuff in here. I see iron. I see some of these painted quartz or whatever this is. Certus quartz stuff. We've got a lot to work on. This is going to be fun. Well, guys, that's all I've got time for today. I sure hope you liked this video. If you did, please click that like button. If you have any comments, put them down in the comment section. And if you would like to be notified of the videos that I produce, please subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you get all the notifications, okay? Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.